Now, the Society of Islamic Fiqh Society in Mecca, this actually issued its decree about a year later in 1987, and what it stated, the life supporting equipment could be lifted from the patient whose brain functions have completely and irreversibly stopped, and has been decided by 3 specialist physicians, even though the heart and the respiration are still functioning with the machine. However, such a person will not be considered legally dead until his respiration and circulation stop. So that is the difference between this and the previous decree. So here, it did not equate brain death with conventional or traditional death. It actually stated that he will not be considered legally dead until his respiration and circulatory system stop irreversibly after lifting the life support. Now, the most detailed fatwa on organ transplantation was the 4th International Conference, which was held 1 year later, and it endorsed all previous fatwas on organ transplantation and clearly rejecting any kind of trading or trafficking of organs. Organ traffics is not allowed, is absolutely forbidden by all Islamic fiqh societies. Now, of course, this will not be accepted by all Muslim scholars. There are Muslim opponents for brain death concept criticizing in several points. And Dr. Radi from the States, Dr. Asif Badella also has his opinion on this. They claim that the 2010 update of the American Academy of Neurology guidelines for determining brain death fails to meet the 3 essential requirements stated in the Islamic definition of death that are total cessation of all brain functions, irreversibility of cessation, and onset of disintegration of the brain. Of course, it is very difficult to determine when the brain is going to disintegrate. Now, the fatwa of Islamic Jurisprudence Council in 1990, 2 years later, it allowed to take organs or tissues from spontaneously or medically aborted fetuses if the parents agree. This is another kind of organ transplantation. It is not allowed to transplant gonads and external sexual organs, but it is allowed to transplant internal sexual organs like the womb. Here, actually, because we know that the gonads would have the genetic material, and the same thing for testis and so on, but the womb or the uterus does not have such thing. Remember this, because later on in my lecture, I will tell you that the Fiqh Society of North America forbidden transplantation of the uterus. Now here, actually, it is allowed to transplant nerve cells or tissues to treat patients with serious nervous disease like Parkinson's disease. Look at that. This is 30 years ago. And look at these scholars. They are ahead of their time. And this is actually something which our people are thinking about and contemplating such thing nowadays.